Hello everybody, welcome to my office. What I'm going to be doing for you today is I'm going to be going through exactly how I dress for a crime scene and the kit that I take to a crime scene, just so you have a general idea. So just like I promised in these last lectures. Okay, first and foremost, how I dress for a crime scene. This is pretty much my crime scene uniform. Start out, so if you can see these, I've got steel-toed boots on. They go up pretty high. I want to wear something that will protect my feet. Most of my crime scenes are sort of out in the middle of nowhere. It's not a good scene to be out there in open-toed shoes or in tennis shoes even. I need something that's waterproof, that I can walk through some pretty nasty areas with, and that goes up to my ankles. So these go up beyond my ankles to keep the help keep the fire ants out. Then these pants, these are just BDU pants. I like them because they have all manner of pockets. So I can keep things like gloves in the pockets. I can keep note cards, anything of that nature in my pockets, anything like that. And also they're black. I always choose the black ones because sometimes I have to kneel in Rotten Dead Guy. And there's nothing worse than getting Rotten Dead Guy out of pants. Now you can't see Rotten Dead Guy. Awesome. On the other hand, I have a bright red shirt on. Usually wear something really brightly colored on top. Because I am out in the middle of nowhere, I want to make sure my team knows where I am at all times and can see me. Don't want to be wearing camouflage or anything out there. Up top here, always have on sunscreen, all of that sort of protective stuff. I also have my hair back in a ponytail at the very least. If it gets pretty windy or nasty out there, I'll turn this into a bun. Basically, I want to keep the hair out of my my face as much as physically possible. I also have a bandana on. This is just to keep the flyaways out and to protect my head a little bit. So basically, I'm trying to be as protected as possible. On windy, cold, or wintry days, I have a windbreaker that I wear over this. But basically, everything that I wear has to be washable. It has to be able to take Rotten Dead Guy, and I have to be okay if it gets ruined. Keep that in mind. Now, to go through my kit. This is just a table so I can put my kit up on something. This is my basic kit. I went through Home Depot and I found the best kit that I possibly could. What's nice about this kit is it has this little handle up at the top that'll fold away. It's got wheels on it so I can roll this thing around, and it comes apart if I need it to come apart. Now, first and foremost with my kit, I always carry this book. So this is Entomology in Death. This is actually my second or third copy of this book because these things, they're paper, spiral bound, they'll just fall apart like there's no tomorrow. What's nice about this book is in the back of the book, I've got a lot of basic stuff, but I have, where are they? All of the papers that I need to fill out while I'm at the scene. Most of the time I'll photocopy these. I'll keep some extras in my kit, but in case I don't, I have an extra copy here in the book. And besides, sometimes I'm at the scene and it's super boring, so I have something to read. That's neat. All right, going over my kit. Up top here, I've got, let's see, these little areas on top. Let's take this off so it's a little easier to see. So you see it comes apart like this, which makes it handy if I have to go deep into woods somewhere. I can just take this smaller portion with me. So up top, I keep sort of personal sundry items. I've got pens and papers, or pens and pencils. Always need a Sharpie at some point in your life, so I always keep a Sharpie up here. I've got a lighter. I've got this little compact, it's a screwdriver set, just in case. I have a sewing kit. I have a thumb drive here. Nowadays, most of the crime scene photos are on digital, and so I can just go and ask the crime scene person, whoever it is, to burn me or to get me a copy right on my thumb drive, and I can take that back with me immediately. I have extra rubber bands in case I need to pull my hair back better. I also have this. This is a magnifying glass specifically for entomologists, and the way that you use it in the field. I'm going to use it, look at my lighter, say. Put it right up to your eye here, and you can put the insect right close. And this is strong enough to be able to see CD, to be able to see hair on the Miron, say, to be able to see most characters, most morphological characters, both maggots and flies. So I can do identifications in the field if they're easily easily identified in any way. All right, so I have all that sort of stuff in this top part. Now, in this front bit of the kit, this is where I keep my forceps. I have a wide variety of forceps. These especially long ones are great for going up somebody's anus, looking for maggots, going down the throat, up into the nasal cavities. Got smaller ones that are sort of featherweight so you don't really squish anything. This is where I keep all my paintbrushes to pick up the first in-store maggots like I talked about. This is my indelible ink. So it's these micron pens that will not dissolve in ethanol. I also keep a lock in here. Now I use this lock in order to lock up any evidence that I collect at the scene. So on both of my parts of this kit, right on the front here, you can see that there's area for a padlock. So once I collect something, I can lock that up, and then this will not leave my possession until I get back to the lab. I also have a roll of toilet paper. I'll let you think about why I might need that out in the field. All right. Next, the top here, I've got hand sanitizer. That is ridiculously important when you're out there. I've got a secondary lock just in case. You never want to be caught without a way to secure your evidence. I've got a couple of tape measures. These will help me figure out exactly how big something is, how far away it is from other stuff, if I have a really large maggot mass, or if I need to know how far a maggot has wandered, something like that. I've got a couple of these, Eddie Bauer general tools. He's got knives and pliers and that whole survival kit type of thing in it. I've got some razor blades if I need to cut something small. I've got some scissors. Got waterproof matches in case I need fire. And then I have one of my temperature probes. And this temperature probe, this is just Good Cook brand temperature probe. It's perfect for getting maggot mass temperatures and for temperatures underneath the body. All right, I also have this. This is an air dryer silica gel. I live in a really humid area, and so I like to keep everything in my kit as dry as physically possible. So I always keep this around. All right, now underneath this, I have these things. First and foremost, insect repellent. May seem kind of strange that I have insect repellent at the scene, but let me tell you, you only need once to be eaten alive by mosquitoes while trying to collect evidence for 5 or 6 hours. Then you start carrying insect repellent. This will repel adult flies. So you want to get your adult flies collected first and foremost, but it will not repel maggots. You'll be fine, and you also won't get eaten alive. I also have ethanol. So this is 70% ethyl alcohol. I use this to fill up vials so I can preserve my insects. I have my hot water thermos. This is that Starbucks thermos. Holds hot water beautifully. This I fill up before I leave the house. I boil water, I put it in here. It'll stay hot for many, many hours. I also have a mag light, some sort, in order to get a good idea of what's going on at the scene. A first aid kit, of course, don't leave home without it. My PPEs, I've got my eye protection. Always wear the eye protection if I need it. I've got another scale here. So this is a good scale for showing the size of a maggot mass, size of individual maggots at the scene. I got some sticky labels to label the outside of vials. I also have some cat food. Now the reason I have cat food is because I want to make sure that this kit is ready to go at a moment's notice. If I get a call at 3 in the morning, I need to be able to grab it and go. Cat food is a great way to rear out maggots that I collect at the scene. I prefer using things like fresh liver or fresh stuff, mostly because it doesn't smell as bad. Maggot-infested Fancy Feast is one of the worst smells you could ever think of. However, it lasts for just ever and ever and ever in the kit, and it's there in an emergency, and it's all self-contained, little pop top. That's important. Keep that in mind. And I've got some cotton balls, or some cotton buds they're called, in order to help pick up some smaller maggots if for some reason I'm having a hard time with my paintbrushes or my paintbrushes are contaminated. Okay, so that's the top portion. The bottom portion of the kit, this is where I keep my vials. I have a good stash of all different sizes of vials. I also have this tape. This is centrifuge tape. It's a special type of tape that will not come off in freezer situations, underwater, anything like that. So it really sticks nicely to the vials if I want to use that. Then I have my live specimen containers. This is just the Ziploc brand, disposable containers. They're washable, so you can use them a few times, but if they get squished or something like that, no big deal. This is where I keep live insects. I will put either the Fancy Feast or live or fresh liver or whatever in here in order to transport it back to the lab. I have paper towels. This is for protecting some of that stuff, some of the live stuff, or for cleaning up messes. I've got a little camp shovel here. I just got this at Army Navy Surplus. This makes it very, very easy to take soil samples wherever you're at. Okay, and it folds up very nicely. It's got a good serrated edge so I can get through the hard pack here in Texas. But I can get my 3 to 6 inches of soil and leaf litter very, very easily with this. This is my sifter that fits in here. So we talked about soil sifters. This is just a strainer that you can buy at any home store. It works beautifully for straining out pupa, pupal casings, maggots, things like that. I always keep tinfoil. This thing of tinfoil has seen much better days. It's been through a lot of rain and storms and squish with me. But I use the tinfoil to form more cups for live maggots, for live beetles. You can put liver in there and make these throwaway cups. If you run out, you just don't have enough of this Ziploc. And I've got a funnel so I can fill things easily. So that's basically my kit.